Welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge one kid idiot Dave Koco from Wrestle AM, a podcast on YouTube, KocoSports, wherever you find your podcast needs. And this is a WWE NXT review. The Battle of Tuesdays. Let it begin. As always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. What did you think about it? For snarky comments, I'll say, which one did you like better, AEW or NXT? That's like becoming the Michael Jordan versus LeBron. Oh. Who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron? I have nothing to bring to the conversation. Which one's better, AEW or NXT? I got nothing to bring to the conversation. And I like to pretend I'm part of another company. I don't accomplish anything in my life, but, you know, if that company does good, I feel like I've done good. Now, win, loss, or tie, what did you think of WWE NXT? I just come out of the thing. I was a big fan of NXT for a long time. And then when they went to 2.0, I kind of went away. And now I'm back. This one got me really back. And by back, I mean, I would watch all Braun Breaker matches. I'd wait till it was up on WWE Network over here in Japan. I'd be like, all right, show me a Braun Breaker match. And then after that, I was like, all right, the rest I'll just catch up to later. I probably wouldn't do a review of this or that, but I was very interested in Asuka returning to NXT. I'm very interested in Cody and all the star power that got in. So I just want you to know, I do watch WWE. I watch Raw and SmackDowns on international feeds, which I think is only 90 minutes long, and I watch the pay-per-views. But once NXT went to 2.0, I kind of never went back unless Braun Breaker was in the main event. I think that kid's going to be absolutely fucking amazing. And the fact that I'm calling a pro wrestler a kid made me feel old as shit. I actually got to work with his father and uncle. True story. All right, let's break this down. I'm giving it a win, but it's way more... I don't want to use the word safer because then people are like, oh, AEW is not safe. It is a slower pace, a more safer pace, a more sports entertainment pace, and it is definitely star-driven. And it's okay to like that. I think if you like a slower pace wrestling and having superstars there, it's a win. I love how bright NXT is. I love the fact that they keep going in front of the same audience. I'd love to see Noah, AEW, and other federations do that. I think being in the same building is pretty good, especially if you're a high-level indie or any level. So second-tier companies, indies, same building, pack that place, especially it being Orlando, Party City, college kids. It just made the atmosphere great, and it made like everyone seem to be bigger. All right, so let's break down the matches, then we'll break down the segments. I'm giving this a win. Like I said, I do not watch NXT too often, ever since they went to 2.0. And even though I did give it a win, will I continue watching NXT? All right, let's break it down. Asuka defeats Roxanne Perez. I was glad to see Roxanne Perez. People always pick her in WWE 2K on our stream at twitch.tv/KocoSports. It was nice to see her. I am an Asuka fan ever since Kana. True story, I got my haircut from her. Not this one, but a previous haircut. And I've been a big fan of hers for a very long time, and I love the fact that she stays undefeated in NXT. It just feels something special. I hope that, I know it's not going to be as big as the Undertaker streak, obviously. It's not going to be as big as Ric Flair's, but it's nice to have that quick moment in pro wrestling where she's still undefeated in NXT. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was a short match. And Asuka looked quick as can be towards the end of the match. Pub Rules 6-man tag match. You got the Brawling Brutes defeating Gallus, Joey Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang. Sheamus really puts it over. I've seen the Brawling Brutes before, and they had some WWE hardcore with a table spot. Overall, an average match to decent match, depending if you like your style. This one I thought was probably match of the night. I've heard wonderful things about Dragunov. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I think I am, but my confidence is at an 82%. Going against Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio is so hot right now as a heel. And HBK-O-Matic and a bunch of people in my chat and comments were like, yo, you gotta fucking respect Dom Dom. I'm like, what the fuck? Dom Dom good? Dom Dom amazing. But yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty awesome. Next, you got WWE NXT's Women Breakout Tournament first round match. I thought they could have did a better job breaking this down. I know it's a breakout. They can have a shot at it, see what's going down. I just felt like it was under 4 minutes. And I was like, who the fuck are these people? And usually WWE is pretty good at that. If you're a casual fan and you don't watch, if you only watch the pay-per-views, WWE is really good at marketing and displaying their talent. I don't think they did a good enough job. They're just like, there's a tournament. Some of these girls are going to be stars. Let's go. So I thought this was probably the weakest match of the night, but it's not that fair. They were only given 4 minutes. And then the singles match, you had John Cena in the corner of Carmelo Hayes until he was attacked and brought back to the back. Defeats Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman. It was 12:53. I thought it was match of the night. I think Braun Breaker is fucking fantastic. If you're gonna buy or sell, we do that segment. I'm buying on Braun Breaker. That kid's gonna be a fucking star. He's so perfect for WWE. It was nice to see him. It's weird seeing John Cena get so over, and Braun Breaker get heel heat. It's propaganda works, boys. Propaganda works. And Paul Heyman being there was absolutely fantastic. So overall, 2 decent matches. I'd say 3 decent matches. It was average to good, and it was worth watching. All right, next, let's talk about the segments here, boys. It was more segment driven. There was a lot of superstars there. They start off with a promo. It did feel weird because, it's like head to head, and WWE is like, I'm sticking with the WWE format. So I found that to be interesting. Cody Rhodes comes out. There's a huge pop. Those kids were super excited to see him. So he goes on. He makes some announcements. The return of the men's breakout tournament and Dusty Classic. A big fan of Dusty Classic. And he told NXT Universe. Oh, by the way, I'm reading this off BleacherReport.com and CageMatch.net. Just because, I'm an old man. I've been hitting the head a lot. And it brings this stuff back to me. Dragon arrived, showed respect, and then Dom Dom came out. They were booing him so much that Rhodes had to go. There was even a part where Rhodes said yeet. And yeah, so they were just pumping each other up, making announcements. Not too shabby, not too bad at all. John Cena normally gives Braun Breaker an attitude adjustment, and I thought that promo was pretty good with John Cena and Braun Breaker. So overall, very entertaining. The women's breakout match was rough. Paul Heyman was trying to scout one of Rock's relatives, maybe bring it to Breadline. What's the Breadline? Bloodline. Sorry, boys, it's tired. Please forgive me. And Paul Heyman also trying to get Braun Breaker, which I think would be an awesome matchup. Absolutely fantastic. So there you go. And now at the very end, you had Solo. I thought LA Knight being a special guest referee was amazing. And of course, at the end of the night, you have Undertaker with the badass. He choke slams him. I don't know how I feel about that. Just because, Vince McMahon said something. If it's not going to lead to a match, don't fucking do it. And I feel like a lot of tonight was that. If you wanted to see superstars, you wanted to see a pumped up crowd, you got that. You got sports entertainment. You got to see the stars. And it was great to see the Undertaker come back. I'm not the biggest Undertaker fan in the world, but I know I am absolutely in the minority on that situation. And kids, it's okay. It's okay to have a different opinion. I live in a world where people are like, you have a different opinion. You'll be like, this is not a popular opinion. You're like, I can't believe you have it. But here's the thing. I was entertained. I saw the stars. Asuka, Cody brought me in. Seeing what they were going to do with the superstars brought me in. Braun Breaker always brings me in. But at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff isn't going to continue on. And just for me as a fan, I'm only going to watch Braun Breaker. Like, I don't think they did enough to sell the rest of the roster. I'll probably watch Halloween Havoc, but if you're like me and you're like, well, I know nothing about NXT. Cody's going to be there. Asuka's going to be there. Undertaker's going to be there. Paul Heyman's going to be there. John Cena's going to be there. And you're like, all right, I'll watch it. I want to see Asuka. I want to see Cody and Asuka. Obviously, someone else probably dragged you in. But for me, I was like, I want to see what Cody has to say. I want to see what Asuka has to do. And at the end, I was like, no. I thought I was very entertained. But at the end of the day, I was like, none of this is going to continue on. So it didn't pique my interest. And outside of Braun Breaker, I don't think there's anyone I would go out of my way to see. That doesn't mean I hate everyone. It just seems like that's it. You know, you go 1v1 versus Braun Breaker, I'm there. You don't have Braun Breaker, I'm like, whatever, dude. So overall, I'm giving it a win. But I think they should have did more to sell the athletes that were there. I did respect Dragunov a lot more. So I've heard nothing but good things about him. So that's interesting. But overall, I don't think it did enough to keep me going, because my attitude is, as far as NXT goes, I do watch Raw, I do watch SmackDown on international feeds, and I watch every WWE pay-per-view. My attitude was, oh, that was cool to see all the stars there. Oh, it was cool to see Asuka. Sure, okay, I'll see Halloween Havoc, but it wasn't enough to get me interested in more characters. It wasn't interested enough to get me more into that. But overall, I still give it a win, and who knows, maybe I'll mess around with NXT more, and maybe I'll dabble in WWE. I do trust Triple H's version of WWE way more than Vince's. I think NXT, the black and yellow, is better than 2.0, so it's a step in the right direction. I will probably check out Halloween Havoc, but I'm not at the point where I'm going to check out NXT every week. But it's a win. So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought, win, loss, or tie. Bicker about AEW and NXT for no reason. And why not? If we're going to bicker about AEW and NXT for no reason, let's also bicker about Jordan and LeBron. I think Jordan's better. LeBron's better. I'm just busting balls because it's fucking tiresome. But yeah. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. And with that, I'm always on twitch.tv/KocoSports. Or KocoSports on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and the mean streets of Yokohama. With that, I am over. I wanted to say I am over like 27 times. But oh man, I forgot to promote. Did I say like, comment, subscribe? Did I say all that? I don't know if I did. Okay. With that, whoop!